driveway, it's a Saturday night. You look like $1,000,000 wearing that dress I like.
Hey everyone, if you can't already tell, in today's video we are going to be doing some big kitchen updates. The kitchen area I feel like is the heart of the home. And even though this is a new home, we definitely needed to add a few things to make it feel complete. We're going to be starting off by adding pendant lights, which we did have some trouble with those, which I'll explain in the video. I finally decided on the perfect hardware, and I'll tell you where I got the ideas for that. Our new kitchen table finally came in, and it is gorgeous. And then I also got a few kitchen decor items to add to the space. So I'm hoping that you get some ideas and inspiration from this video. But let's begin with what we're working with now. If you have watched any of my previous videos, then you know that this is totally a dream home for us, and we have been making this home more and more to our taste every single day, and I've been sharing that process with all of you. So one of the first updates that we are going to make here is adding pendant lights. Whenever we purchased the house, I decided that I wanted my own pendant lights. And when I finally found the ones that I wanted, I didn't realize how heavy they were and that the current boxes in our kitchen did not hold the weight. So we had to get an electrician to come out and switch the junction boxes to where they would hold a lot more weight. And usually they can do that by going into the attic and switching it, I don't know, on a beam. And because we did not have good attic access to where those lights were, they had to cut through all of the sheetrock. So long story short, after the electrician came out and cut through the sheetrock, replaced the beams or the junction boxes or whatever it's called that would hold the weight of the pendant light, then we had to have a sheetrocker come back out and fix all of the sheetrock that he had to cut through. So leave it to me to pick out something difficult, but I do not regret it. These pendant lights are absolutely gorgeous in this space. So these lights were definitely a splurge. I probably looked for a good 6 weeks before I finally just decided to break down and buy them. And I got these from McGee & Co., but they kind of sell them at different places. They are called the Elliott pendant lights, and I got them in 23 inches. They also come in different sizes. I think that these were around 33 pounds each. So they are made of concrete. So you can just imagine how heavy they are and why we needed that extra support up there. So if this is your first video of mine, welcome. I also just so happened to marry my handyman. So he does a lot of the things around the house with me. We are kind of a team, and I create the vision and then he helps put that vision to life. But he's actually a landscaper, not a construction person, but we just figure this stuff out as we go. So we will start off here attempting to get these heavy lights hung.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky, I found my way.
So my biggest fear in hanging these, because they were so heavy, is that if it drops, this thing would shatter. But one of the things with hanging these lights is determining what is the right height to hang them at. And we used the entire length of the chain. What I Googled was that they are supposed to be hung 30 to 36-ish inches from the bottom of the island. Now, this also says do that measurement if your ceilings are 8 feet tall, but if your ceilings are taller than 8 feet, then you can add 2 to 3 additional inches per foot. Now our chain, we just used all of the chain. So however long the chain was how high they ended up being. And ours ended up being about 39.5 inches from the top of the island to the bottom of the light. I initially thought they needed to be a little bit lower, like maybe closer to that 36-inch mark, but overall, I don't care. I like them, and there's not much we can do because these are kind of like special chains. The chains have a special design in them, so if I needed them to be longer, then I'd have to like special order it. So I'm not going to go through that trouble. I think that overall, I end up liking the length of them. One more thing to note that we had to look out for. There was actually another set of pendant lights that I was going to buy, but somewhere in the fine print it says does not work with sloped ceilings. So you can see kind of here that our ceiling does slope. So I realized that if I would have bought those, I would have been mad because I would have waited a long time. I'd have to return them, realizing that they don't work on this type of ceiling, and these pendant lights did, which is why I also went more towards, or why I bought these. So there is also a measurement for the spacing between each pendant light, and the internet suggests that they should be between 24 and 30 inches apart. So we were a little bit worried, or I was a little bit worried of this measurement, because when they built the house, most people ordered the pendant lights with the house and they installed them before you move in. But I said, just please cap them off, and we're going to install our own. So I was nervous that they may have not been spaced evenly, but I guess the space also depends on the size of the pendant. So according to the internet, you are supposed to space out your pendant lights between 24 and 30 inches apart. Ours are like 40 plus inches apart. Now, I could have solved this by getting a bigger diameter pendant light. So instead of like I think these were 23 inches. I could have went one size up and gotten the 30-inch diameter, but where these pendant lights hit, the diameter would have like came over the island, if that makes sense. But anyway, long story short, I'm not changing them. I actually love the way that they turned out. Next thing we need to do is just get the sheetrock fixed. So the feel and theme of our house has turned into something very earthy. I did not go into this house thinking I was going to decorate it and pick out like all of these earthy tones, but because our large window overlooks the back pasture and we just have so much greenery, that I felt like this house needed to be earthy and just bring some of that greenery and a lot of those earth tones in. So these lights have that mixed tones of some of the gray on the outside, a little bit of the beige on the inside, and then we added a warm light to really give off that ambient type cool feel. So if you like them, let me know. If you hate them, you don't have to let me know. Just kidding. All right, the next update that we are making is getting a new dining room table. This table is from World Market. We've had it for years, probably 10 years to be exact. And I broke down, I saw this table, it went on sale. Yes, it's from Arhaus. Yes, I am a bougie furniture person. I love it. And it is coming in tomorrow morning. So we have to get this table disassembled. It's actually a, one of those expandable tables or something. So we're going to shorten it, move it in the garage, and make room for the new table that is coming. It was back ordered for like 2 months. So I'm so excited for it to come in.
I've been trying my best for a while, trying to please everyone who's around me. I've been putting on a fake smile, even though I'm wasting time. I don't want to make...
So here it is. It is beautiful. I loved the detail of it. It has a bit of a modern feel because of the thick bulkiness, but it also has such pretty like wood graining detail in it, as well as the black legs just kind of give it that extra, I don't know, cool feel for me. I paired it with these taupe leather chairs that we got from Pottery Barn a few weeks ago, and I shared in a recent video because I have kids and just leather chairs work better than any cloth chair. But it is long, 108 inches to fill the space, and I didn't record that much of it. I'm going to move on to all of the hardware. Now, it has taken me like 3 months to actually pick out hardware, and I have found the perfect pieces. Now, here are some of the other choices I was looking at. I knew I wanted gold. That set was from Etsy. It has the pretty back plate. The other kind of jeweled one was from Restoration Hardware Outlet. I grabbed an outlet piece. And then I've kind of compromised a bit of both and found these from CB2. So I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger, and this is all of the jewelry that we will be installing on all of the cabinets. Now, mind you, I had to order 88 pieces of hardware just for the kitchen, and then I also ordered some for the bathroom. So in total, I think I had like 102 different hardware, knobs and pulls and whatnot. The ones I'm sharing right there, I actually ordered earlier. I'm going to put those on the bathroom, but I was kind of playing around to see what I wanted for the kitchen. Now, I got the idea of having the back plate on the knob because of, I've talked about Chris Loves Julia. They are on Instagram, on YouTube, whatever. They're like professional designers, and they have them on their kitchen. So that's where I initially got the liking or idea of adding a back plate. And the back plate is just the piece that goes behind the actual pool. You'll see it all over my kitchen in just a minute. I also read a lot about their blog posts, like how to pick different hardware. I wanted it to look custom and not super traditional and simple. And from doing a bunch of research on it, the biggest tip and takeaway that I've got out of it was to mix and match. Now, I actually wanted latches to go on the top cabinets. But anyway, when you're working with gold, it's very difficult because you have to make sure that all of the gold pieces match, meaning you pretty much have to get them all from the same place, or you could have different gold tones that don't match correctly in color. So for example, even if one brand says that this is a brushed brass knob, a different brand's brushed brass could be a totally different color. Now, if you're doing a different color like black, it's obviously a lot easier because there's not many different shades of black, although there can be. But anyway, we are using this tool that helps basically measure where the holes are going to go for you to drill into. So once you have it set, then you can just go through each cabinet and do a little hole punch, I guess you can say, and then that makes it easy to drill in where we're going to put the pools. But we borrowed that tool from a friend, and I know he got it on Amazon. But there's also a measurement for hardware. So the hardware length that you're supposed to get for a drawer, if you are doing a pool, is supposed to be 1/3 of the cabinet. But on some of these drawers, I wanted to do pools. And then on the bottom drawers, I wanted to do knobs. So for the top drawers, these are all, or the top cabinets, I'm sorry if I'm confusing y'all. The top cabinets, these are all 8-inch pools. So I'm going to work on unwrapping all of these, trying to take all the screws out of them and getting them set up and installed.
Put all your stuff away and check out for the day. There's no time to waste when it's 100 degrees. Burns under my feet. Won't you have a drink with me? We head into town, see what it's about. Barely need a shirt, though the sun has almost set. Make the most of it. I know we will dance and sing. There's a heat wave. There's a heat wave rolling in. There's
The next ones that we will be installing are all of the 12-inch pools. So they're exactly the same. They are just going on all of the bottom drawers where the drawer is like over 30 inches long. But real quick, a couple things I wanted to mention. If you have ever been interested in starting a YouTube channel, I do have a mini course available to help you get started. I will have it linked down below. And if you are ready for some Christmas decorating content, I have been scoping out some cool things to get to decorate this new house this year. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. Next month will be all Christmas and I can't wait. But while we are also working on installing a lot of the pools for our kitchen, there were a couple of things that I got. One thing being these new dish racks from Amazon. I was looking a lot at the Kitchen Decor. I never purchased it before. It's a little bit pricey. So I wanted to try out a couple pieces, but I wanted to get some things that match. So I got those checkered dish rags. They're not any brand name or anything like that. I just thought they were cute and they are really, really soft. I'm making a pile to get rid of some of my old ones, and then I'm going to add the new ones here.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song.
The next thing that I got from Amazon was this little, what is that? Stone piece that you put like your soap on, your hand soap on, and it came, and you are supposed to like screw in the edges and then it will hook into the, I don't know, what is that? The handles, but the screws that it came with were too short. So I guess it kind of came broken is all I'm trying to say. So anyway, whatever. I should have returned it. I didn't. I'm just going to put the stone piece directly on the counter instead of it trying to add those little legs to it. I eventually just gave up and took them off. And then I will just place the little soap things on that stone piece.
As you sleep, you don't know I'm looking. With you, everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feel it.
So this is a Mackenzie Child's pot, and basically how I interpret this brand is like more of a collector's item. So like you just collect pieces at a time is kind of how I think. And I needed something to decorate a lot of the glass cabinets on the top. So I figured I would try it out and see like what I thought overall. I think it's fairly cute. Obviously just buying one piece at a time because they are not the cheapest. But I'm also going to open up a few other things I got for the kitchen, which includes this sink rack to help protect the sink. I thought with a porcelain sink, it couldn't get scratched and stuff, but it does. And the next thing I got was one more Mackenzie Child's piece, which is it's actually a serving tray, or I think like, it's a serving tray, but let me tell you that I wanted to use this as a fruit tray, like have it on display and put like our fruit on there, like the bananas and oranges and fruit that doesn't go in the refrigerator, opposed to having like a fruit basket. So I'm testing this theory out that whenever I have a fruit basket, which you can see on the left with all the bananas and oranges on it, everything at the bottom of that basket gets smushed and always goes rotten, and then it like seeps out onto the counter. Maybe because we just don't go through it fast enough. But I feel like if I can put my fruit on a spread like this, where it's just like pieces, then we just grab it easier, and I can see which ones are bad faster instead of like pulling out the ones at the bottom. So that's my theory. I'm going to test it out and see if it works. I have a friend who has a tray like that, and that's how she does it. So hoping that works. But now I'm going to test out the sink rack. I think that's what it's called. And see if I bought the measurements right. So in our old house, we had a custom, I couldn't remember the name of the website, but I went and I typed in the measurement of our sink, and then they sent me a sink rack that met those required measurements, and I couldn't remember where I got it. So I just looked on Amazon and I tried to take measurements, and I just kind of hoped that they work. So I realized that stainless steel sinks are not stainless and they do scratch. So which is why we had a sink protector or whatever, sink rack in our old house. And then this is a porcelain sink. So I thought that it didn't scratch, but sometimes if I lay a pan in there, it will actually kind of rust on the porcelain. So anyway, these things are just good to have anyway. So I'm testing out, were my measurements right? Does this actually fit in my sink? And phew, that was a close one. It actually fits almost perfectly. So I'm glad that worked out. Now I can leave my dishes in my sink guilt-free for several days. I'm kidding. And these little things are pretty cool. I got them from Amazon. I just stuck them on the side of the sink and they will hold the dirty rags. You guys probably forgot, but we are not done with the hardware. Y'all, 88 cabinets and drawers is no joke. So next we are working on doing all of the knobs, which this goes a lot faster. And these knobs are I don't know. I love them. I don't know how to explain them, but I love the color. This is the brushed brass color, and they are the 1 1/4 inch knob. I think it came in different sizes, either 1 inch or 1 1/4 inch. Because our cabinets are longer and bigger, I went with the bigger size knob. They are sturdy, they're heavy, and I don't know, I love them. But now I have to unwrap all of them. I have to unscrew all of the screws. I think we have 40 or so cabinets to do next. So let's finish this up and see what it looks like. So while we are installing all of the knobs on the upper cabinets, see how I kind of tried to mix and match? Upper cabinets have knobs because they're smaller, and then the lower cabinets had pulls, is where I tried to get my variety in. But also, overall, bottom line is also do what you like. So if you only like pulls because they're more functional for you, then don't feel like you need to mix and match all of the different varieties. Or if you only like knobs, just do what you like best. So we have an issue with this cabinet. This cabinet opens from left to right, but the bottom cabinet opens from right to left. So the where the placement of the pull and the knob, they would have been mismatched. Does that make sense? Like the upper cabinet would have the knob on the left, whereas the bottom cabinet would have the knob on the right. That would bother me so much. So for now, we're going to leave that one without a knob. And what's going to happen is Chris said that he's going to try to switch the placement, switch the hinges so that he can get that cabinet to open from right to left so that it will match the bottom cabinet and the pulls and the knob will be symmetrical.
Yeah, his baby said that they don't got a future like it burns. So give him something worse to kill his head with, make him forget somehow. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're done. Sorry's won't be enough this time. Yeah, he's calling all his friends to get some action and distract him right now. He's fine, got Lucy on the line, let's get this started. Where's the party tonight?
We have made such good progress. It looks so good so far, but it also made a mess drilling in all those holes. So I'm going to quickly start picking everything up.
Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart. It needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Ooh, who needs a job to pay the rent? He's busy. Gotta feel free sometimes, right? What doesn't make you will only make you.
I also got this matching spoon holder. It came in a different shipment. So it is just from Amazon and it kind of matches in with the decor I'm going with.
While he's shy. Don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart. It needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun?
All right, we are just about done with all of the kitchen updates for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm about to show you some before and after pictures. But if you are not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe to continue seeing more and more updates. So here are the before and afters.
Memories all I got, like an afterthought. What we felt and said